There we go. Now, let's bring up the chat, and I think we're live. Thank you, Lamont. All right. I think the levels are okay. After the incident of watching Sam be muted last night, Hardware Sounds. He was doing a jam and he was muted. It was very funny, but I felt for the guy. So I hope the Gallimaufry went well. I checked in just as they were getting started and there were some technical hiccups, but I think they got it all in order. Let's see. This afternoon, got a few things to share. Photos and objects, and I think the mood for today is heading towards a Mike Oldfield place. The sound selection is very sort of Mike Oldfield, Amarok era Mike Oldfield. Although this is not. But let's see. It's always defaulting to top chat. Let's go to live. The jam went good. I'm so pleased, Steve. Great. I was worried. I hope it was just like pilot error, not something inherent in the system. I'm pretty sure the system is pretty robust over there. All right, let's see. Who do we have here? So, Steve, as always. Andy, keeping us in suspenders. Hi, Andy. Let's see. Wookie. Hey, Edub. Good to hear you. See ya. Get a thumbs up. Andy, let's see. Lamont, Greg, Jeff. I heard it went well. Will, Tracker Jack, My Case, Harmonic, Sonics, Casual Noises. All the usual suspects are here. Let's see. My Case, I Sing the Body Electric. Cool. All right. So, as always, please tag me if you have questions or comments you want me to take note of, or put a big Q in front of it if you're on mobile. Or if you just hate tagging, that's fine. Let's make a little noise. What are we in? We're in B flat minor, Lamont's favorite key. Dr. Cynthia, just walk the dog. I am very familiar with the dog having requirements. I'll go through all these sounds on the synths after this. Let's make a little noise. We're at a Mike Oldfield place today. Here we go. All right. I hope that was fun. Pardon me while I drink some tea. Not dip my microphone in my tea. Ugh, I went to drink and something else came up. Ugh. And the mic, of course, picks all that up, right? Ugh. Okay, so the tea is like an hour cold. I hope that was fun. Let's see. Who is appeared? Let's see. Oh, Garen had to pull out. I'm sorry, Garen. Wow. So the Gallimaufry Jam is always awesome. And even with the loss of Garen, I'm sure it was fantastic. And we had a new person today, I think. Remind me in the chat. Was it? I could flip over to Discord, but I think someone else joined besides the usual suspects. So that's always cool. Trusto said, "Fuck off, Luke." Why? Oh, for my comment earlier, B flat. I'm sorry. Yeah. Let's see. Craig, did you hear Bubba? Bubba's not around. So, I mean, he's around, but he's out there. No Bubba today. Sarah's out doing dog guard duty. Let's see. Onyx, hello. If I missed anyone else. Quasar, you were the one who went in today. Were you the new edition? So, let's see. I'm trying to get caught up here. Everybody's saying hi. Jeff, you liked it? It was cool. I was channeling my inner Mike Oldfield today. So my favorite Mike Oldfield album. All right. If you guys don't know who Mike Oldfield is, I know you all. I know the majority of you know who Mike Oldfield is. Mike Oldfield is a composer, multi-instrumentalist performer who's probably most famous in pop culture for he wrote an album called Tubular Bells, which is actually a really beautiful piece of music. And the opening piece of music on it is in a sort of dark key. And it was used as a snippet as like the main marketing theme song for the movie The Exorcist. And so whenever anyone sees The Exorcist, they hear Mike Oldfield's song Tubular Bells. Actually, I think, what was the actual, there's one for the chat. What was the song title name from the album was called Tubular Bells, but the song wasn't Tubular Bells. I think was the song The Sentinel or something? That might have been off Tubular Bells too. What was the name of that song? Anyway, Mike Oldfield, amazing performer, instrumentalist. Lots and lots of albums in his what do you call it? Forgive me, postnasal drip. Add with the mic, you get the scratchy. Anyway, he has a ton of albums. He's been doing like EDM lately, or sort of dance oriented. He follows the times, right? But my favorite Mike Oldfield album of all time is this import. You can't get it. It was never released in the US, I don't think. Maybe eventually it was released, but initially it wasn't. It was called Amarok, A-M-A-R-O-K. Freaking amazing album. The entire album is one song, and it's just this tapestry of motifs and ideas. And if you look at the liner notes, he lists all of the instruments he used. And it was like he went in the studio and just was like, okay, where were we on the tape? Okay, we're going to record another 10 minutes today. And what do we feel like doing today? And do something completely different. This is in my head canon, my mind's eye. I have never seen or read anything about how he produced this album, but it's just like one long song. And it is my absolute favorite Mike Oldfield album. I highly recommend you pick up Amarok and get yourself in a really comfortable place with a really good set of headphones, because it's very headphone. I don't want to say headphone ready. He does fun things with stereo, but it works, in a room too. And just listen to it. And I think it's exactly an hour long. So I'm channeling that today. Let's see. Bass face. I was having bass face for sure. That one felt good. Let's see who else. Harmonic Sonic says, I finally got my streaming set up. Nice. Well, make sure you share the stream with us and we will watch it. All right, who else here? Skyer, hey man, glad you made it. Just want to say hi to a few that maybe popped in. All right, everybody's happy and we're good. Yeah, Quasar. All right, so Quasar went. And he did awesome, says Jeff. Good job, you guys. How did you make the Oldfield dup dup voice? I'll get to that. It's actually a sound off of one of the synths, and we'll go over those in a second. I alluded to dogs. Okay, that was the Bubba reference. Tubular Bells Part 1. Is that the name of the track? Okay. I guess he didn't break it down into individual songs until Tubular Bells Tool. Yeah, the Sentinel was off of 2. Yeah. Omadon is also very good. I really like Amarok, though. Oh, so good. I had a roommate who was obsessed with it, and he got me hooked on it. Like the shirts and Samurai. Thank you. Oh, my Japanese coworkers like it when I wear this shirt when I'm teaching, too. So I always give you the thumbs up for it. Let's see. Simply listed as Tubular Bells. Okay, good to know. All right, let's go through the synths, and we'll talk about what we're doing today. We've got the bass. I have some pictures I want to show you guys too in a little bit, but let's just go through the synths. So the Op 6 is doing the sort of spacey Berlin ARP. I love the Op 6. Crisis. I don't think I've ever heard that one, Steve. I'll have to go check it out. I don't know his entire catalog because there was so much stuff there, and some of it's not great, but they can't all be winners. Anyway, so that's the Op 6, and then the Mod Wave is doing this, sort of like cosmic chorus, cosmic choir, a little swell of brass behind it. All right. And then your question. I already missed track. Who asked the question? All right. Well, whoever asked. It's so Mike Oldfield. Oh my God. If you listen to Amarok, it's like, oh my God. So that is a wave state. For all of those people who are shitting on the wave state over the years, I'm sorry, but the Korg effects are awesome, and being able to move through samples. And it's slowly, there's an LFO that's playing with the filter on the sample. Right? I love that. And it's rhythmic, so if I hold it down, that's the wave sequencing on the wave state. Frickin' awesome. It's like instant Mike Oldfield. Some of them are saying do, and some of them are saying ah, and some of them are doing these other sort of mouth noises. Because it cycles through a bunch of different samples. Like that, like a shakuhachi sort of grace note kind of thing going on there, right? Anyway, that's wave state. And then the third wave's just doing it's got a wavetable that is cycling through a lot of high harmonics. I wanted something like a high string that wasn't a high string. That I could play a lead on if I wanted to. You get no lower, so that wavetable was sampled at a high rate. So when you head down to the bottom, you start getting that sort of PPG style aliasing. Let me bring it down a couple octaves. Right, so the sample's the low part of that, and this sort of aliasing a couple octaves up. Right, I think a lot of people are you're going to hear aliasing a lot in the next year if Behringer ever ships that PPG clone, and then everybody's going to buy it, and you're going to hear a whole bunch of aliasing, because I'm pretty sure they're not going to smooth that stuff out, which is fine. I know I had a rant about how much I don't want to buy Behringer hardware. Their synths I'm okay with. I got a K2, I'm happy with it. Oh, let's talk about Behringer for 1 second. So this bag, I don't know if it's in camera or not. this bag contains a whole bunch of Behringer effects pedals that they're like $29 each off of Amazon, right? They're very inexpensive. So I'm taking them to work tomorrow. I've got a bag of got 4 Behringer pedals and a bunch of, who makes this? Flamma? Like Flamma. Like I've got a couple different distortions, like a Rat clone and a Klon clone from Flamma and a couple other things. A cool little ambient. I like this company, Mooer. This is the A7. I don't know if it shows up on the camera. This is a little micro pedal. It's a reverb and a delay. It's very cool for like ambient stuff. So I just don't, I'm unloading my pedals. It's not that I'm picking on Behringer. I'm actually unloading all of my pedals. And this bag is all the ones that aren't really worth the effort to sell. So I'm going to take them to work tomorrow. And I'm going to get on the internal news group at work for musicians. We've got a musicians news group, and basically just say, hey, people with children who play guitar, free stocking stuffers on my desk. Come get them. One per person. See how it goes. Let's see. Did I miss any? No questions. Cool. Hey, Nick Destruct. Most recent addition to the Discord server. Hey man. Viral beats. Cool. Anyway, so that's that. Anyway, Behringer PPG coming out. It's going to be fun. We'll see how that goes. I'm not going to get one, but a lot of people are. You're going to hear that aliasing is going to be all over the place. Then I didn't really make a lot of use of this. I just wanted a percussive synth sound off of the Wave 2. It's like sort of old fieldy, but on the modern side. Mod brings in the sort of sync. Anyway, so we were playing that in the bit earlier, and then I needed something like a soft lead. And that is the Summit. The Summit's really good at these soft horns. I would use the Hydra synth, but it's sort of off to the side. It's not hooked up to the system right now. I'll feel a little seasick. So Aftertouch brings in the high tremolo, fast tremolo. Let's see. Jeff likes his horns. He does like his horns. I like Jeff's horns. Take that in the appropriate way. I mean it. So I didn't care for Tubular Bells 3, Craig. It was okay. I liked 2. PBS got me to send them some money because they were airing the Tubular Bells 2 concert one. So anyway, and that's it for today. So as far as sounds are concerned, so bass, a little arp, a little choir, a little rhythmic sort of jazz pop choir, Oldfield-esque. Another little sort of arpable pad. Woo. I didn't try the mod wheel on that patch, so now I know that mod wheel's actually attached to pitch. If you leave it halfway, that's going to be a mess. That's fine. Wave 2 and some horn. All right, how are we doing on time? 2:28. Let me do another little live looping piece of music, and then I've got a bunch of things I want to show you guys. All right, so I'm not set up for any rhythm. I was trying to do that at the last minute and was having trouble, and was like 3 minutes left till we start, and do the fiasco last time. I was like, we got to start on time today, so no rhythm. let's start with this. We'll start with that. So I'm going to talk through this as I do it. Okay, so be calm, but you can hear my voice a little bit. So I'm going to start with a 4-bar loop so I can hear the metronome clicking in my head. You know what? Let's do an 8-bar loop. We'll set a longer foundation and it'll be sparse. So I'm not going to play a lot. I'm just going to put a few choice notes in. I got to fill that in when it comes back around. All right, so I got to move some of these. So I'm going to reach in with the mouse. Just adjust a few things. There we go. Need another note here. Put it here. All right, so we've built a bed. And those are off time. We're going to fix those too. Okay, cool. So if you're using a looping pedal, which a lot of people do, one of the things you can't do is go in and tweak it like I just did. You got to either re-record it or overdub it to the point where you hide the problem. So it's just different styles. Some people don't like it when I do this. They're like, it's cheating, or you're using a computer. They're like, whatever. It's all good. All right, let's put a little ARP over that. All right, now let's put a accent loop over that. That's an odd number of bars. Right, this is a 5-bar loop now. I want to listen to this to see how it is, and then I'm going to put a Rick bass part in. Hey, Joe. All right, let's put a bass part in. Just some levels here. So because all the patterns are different lengths from each other, there is no, it's one of the disadvantages of doing that sort of phasing technique is there's no strong sort of like, here's the beginning of the phrasing. And so one way around that is to force a bass part to play a very, very repetitive sort of, but clear 4-bar or 8-bar loop. And then you let everything phase over that. So let me try that. Two. There's my 8 bars. Hey, the breathalyzer. Good to see you too. Right, so that bass part is 8 bars. It's got a very clear beginning and end. You know when it's coming back around because of a little run. And so all of the other patterns that are odd lengths and phasing become anchored in the bass part. Strengthen that by doing another 8-bar part with another instrument. There we go. This is where I would bring the drums if I had drums prepared, but I don't. bring some parts out. And we're done. So, all right. So there's another sort of more demonstratory, is that a word? A more demonstrative example of Berlin School, or live looping with synths, basically. So I hope that was entertaining. Ayer, glad you made it. Let's see. And we just quickly scroll back for questions. Again, throw a big Q in front or tag me. Otherwise, I won't see them. And let's see. The brassy sound is a patch on the summit. Let's see. And the bass is a Rick bass. I did a video. If you search for Synth Seeker Rick bass, I did a video on how I make that bass sound. It is all synths and samples. All right, let's see. Thanks. I'm glad you guys liked it. Demonstrative. Thanks, Jeff. I'm not even going to try. A few people miss where the sounds are coming from. I'll do another recap before the end. I'll cover all the sounds again very quickly across the synths, and I'll do one more piece of music before we go. There's a few things I want to show you guys, actually. Let's see. Breathalyzer, I'm your hero this afternoon. Thank you. I should not be your hero, but I don't mind being a teacher, though. And other teachers are heroes. So you missed where I'm getting the sounds from. That's fine, Craig. I'll cover it again. Master of the Space 5. Very thank you. Question, how many parts was that? That was 6 parts total. Actually, yeah, 6 parts. So I generally have 8 parts or fewer. Today we have 7 parts possible. So we'll talk about that. Beautifully simple. I love the push. This works great. I like Ableton the push. If you like Dallas, I have a Dallas set up behind me. I do that. If you go to the channel, you can search for Dallas. I've got a bunch of Dallas jams on there. Oh, fine. We'll have Luke start over. 6 parts, multi-timbral synth. I have 6 synths actually running, 7 if you include the bass, which is coming out of Ableton. It's a patch I've got built there. You like to hear me count at the when that two. You should hear me dance. 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, a couple other things I wanted to share with you guys. All right, so here I've got a puzzle for you. Someone will get it immediately. Okay, but I am going to play for you. So on the Symptoms of Reality podcast, right, group, which we talk about, we've sort of, families are merging and things like that. And there's a lot of cross-pollination. They're doing this thing that's a collaboration where they've people who are hanging out with them on their podcast stream, they've paired them off. Basically, it was like, throw your name in a hat. We'll pair you off with someone, and you guys got to do a collab of whatever works for you. And every Friday night, they do this thing called Popcorn Night, where on their stream, they stream every day. It's like they don't have jobs or something. Anyway, there's a story behind that. Anyway, every Friday they do this thing, Popcorn Jam, and people can submit songs or videos of songs or whatever, and they just play it on the stream. And, it's not a competition. You don't get rated or anything like that. It's just, let's listen to what you made. Good job. Appreciate that. You're awesome, right? It's a total feel-good thing. And they put us together and into pairs and said, you've got 2 weeks to do something. And so I got paired off with this guy, Edub, who I think is in the chat. And basically I built a song structure that I thought was appropriate, gave it to him. He was like, yeah, that sounds good, right? And then I had him do a bunch of takes. I said, okay, so he's a grid player like me, and he plays on iOS devices too. And he likes guitar, right? So I said, this needs a guitar part. Can you record a bunch of takes and send me the MIDI thereof, right? We played around with audio and stuff, but it doesn't quite work. So he ended up doing like 5 or 6 takes of the entire song structure. So like this 3.5 minute song. And he just kept recording MIDI, right? And then threw it all at me. And I'm like looking at it and I'm trying to fit it into the song structure. So I sliced and diced it and filtered stuff out and basically picked his melodies out of there that I thought were compelling or that moved me. And then I put it in as a little, 8 bars of this, 16 bars of this, send it to him. He gives me the thumbs up or not. He makes suggestions when we were going back and forth. And so we've got this piece of music that is awesome. We're super stoked about it, right? And we're submitted it for the Popcorn Jam. It'll be this Friday. And I just want to, I can't play the song because it's for Popcorn Jam, right? Once it's done, we'll put it all over the place. But we made this crazy video as well to go with it. And at the beginning of the video, like movies have, movies have those bumpers at the beginning for the production company. They've got like the, Canon Films, TriStar Pictures, whatever, the little animated doobies, all the Marvel stuff that you see the comic pages flipping. Those are production company bumpers. Okay. Well, I have a production company bumper that I loved from my childhood. Okay. I'm not going to say who the company's for, but I stole it and then manipulated it in the video editing software so that a fake logo comes up at the end. That's me and Edub. And we made a fake production company called Synth Seeker, Studios Incorporated. I made a logo, and I stole this production company bumper and then replaced their logo with ours at the end. And that's stuck at the front. It's the first 20 seconds or so of this video for this song we're doing next Friday. So everybody will see it then. But I want to show you guys the bumper. Okay, I can't show you the song, but I'm going to show you the bumper. And the challenge is, what is the actual company for this production bumper? Okay, so if the chat is going insane, I've been missing a bunch of stuff because I had this stuff up. Okay, no, it's great. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to play you one of these bumpers. And you tell me what production company, type it in the chat, it's from. Or tell me, if you can't remember the name of the company, tell me a movie or a piece of media that you've seen it attached to. Okay, so here we go. This is a new feature in my streaming software. I have never tried to flip everything over to the new thing. We'll see if it works. All right. I can remember where it is. There we go. The Synth Seeker bumper. Here we go. All right, so that was it. Let's look at the chat if anybody knows where it's from. Let's see. You know nothing of this stuff, Andy. That's okay. I think this is a U.S.-based company doing U.S.-based media. It's not Orion. It wasn't on RoboCop. Synchrotron says animal something or other. Animaltronics. Nice, Andy. No. No fair peeking in the Discord. I mentioned it in the Discord. So it's super 80s. Yeah, it's totally 80s. And I stole it and I put it in the front of our video that we submitted because why not, right? Is it so familiar? So it was originally for this production company. It got stolen and used as the bumper for a radio station for a little while. But okay, nobody knows it. So I'll tell you one of the movies. It was on the original VHS release of Tron. So, and then it was also used for a kids movie called Animal Olympics that came out in the 80s. Anyone know the production company name? Did someone guess Tron? I missed it. Someone said Orion, RoboCop. I didn't see Tron. Am I in live chat? Yeah, I'm in live chat. I'm not going to miss any. Hey, Lamar. So it's from the company's name, Lisburger Studios Incorporated. And they've done a bunch of things, but the big thing they did was Tron. Yeah, Lisburger. Yeah. So if you search for Lisburger Studios bumper, you'll find the original with the Lisburger logo at the end. And I just stole it and swapped logos. Anyway. So I'm super excited. That's going to be in the popcorn thing at the beginning. It's just there for a joke. Basically, our popcorn video we submitted has this Dub Seeker Studios bumper at the front, and then the song plays. It was goofy. So never heard of Listburger. It was big in the 80s. Anyway, there's a couple other things I wanted to share. There's a Kent Spong pig riding meme going around. And I just want to lay claim to this. So that's Kent Spong, AI generated, riding a pig through Sweetwater, through the synthesizer section of Sweetwater. I don't know if Ken's in the chat. I don't think he would be, but he's busy. So I just want to throw it out there. I made this. And then we pulled out Kent and the pig because he's superimposed, right? And it's available as t-shirts in the merch store on Symptoms of Reality, I'm pretty sure. Okay. So if you know Kent Spong and you want a Pig Rider t-shirt, I'm pretty sure you could get it from the Symptoms of Reality merch store. Anyway, let's see. And I wanted to share this. This is the thumbnail for the video that's going to go out in the popcorn thing on next Friday. So allegedly that's me and E-Dub. We are the great duo Dub Seeker. This goofy shit. And let's see. I think that's it. I want to go. That's it for inane side stuff. Let me go back here. There. I need like some form of like control surface thing instead of the mouse and keyboard for controlling the video and stuff like that. All right, let's go back to the chat. What's going on here? Tron 2, still the best soundtrack. That's way better than the movie. I was disappointed in the Tron 2 movie, but I've grown to love it. And I do love the soundtrack. But I also love the soundtrack to Tron 1 because Wendy Carlos is freaking awesome, right? Let's see. Andy is gnome base. I'm making sure we haven't missed anything. Someone did get Tron above. I didn't see who it was. Oh well. Sorry. I apologize. You'll win. Tomorrow when I go back, you'll not win a prize, but that's okay. The Wookiee said Tron, but the tablet's frozen. Okay. Let's see. Kent. No Kent today. That's fine. Did you notice the logos on that wall? Accurate. At the Sweetwater thing. The Sweetwater photo is an actual photo of Sweetwater synth room. I stole it from their website and then just superimposed Kent. It's in the PSN merch store. And that's not PlayStation Network. That's Pro Synth Network. Every time I see PSN, because I'm a gamer, I always think PlayStation. But there's a Kent Spong Pig Rider meme going around. Yeah. Poor Kent. Let's see. Anything else? Quasar retracted a message. Life calls. Cheers. See you, Quasar. Good job on the stream. I look forward to listening to it. Okay. So with 2:53. Okay. Symptoms of Reality, I think goes on at 3. Steve, if you're still here, confirm that for me. And I'm going to get off, but let's talk real quick for the few people who were asking, who missed the earlier one. What are the synths? So there are 7 sound sources today. I'm going to do these real quick because you can always scroll back and check it out, right? But I want to do a little bit of music to play us out. So there's this Rick bass. And the bass has a number of variations, so we can get it clean. That is mostly the Trillion bass, Rick bass from Omnisphere. And it does things intelligently, like you could do hammer-ons and pull-offs. But you can still do chords across strings. It's a very good implementation. So I've got the clean one. These are just effects I've got, presets I've built. We put a little bite on it. Right, and then I also put a Taurus pedal underneath it. That's that drone underneath. That's what I do. That's my that's my Chris Squire, Geddy Lee melange on steroids with a little bit of Billy Sheehan, a little bit of Jaco Pastorius in there because they used to use a distorted signal path or split their signal path on their bass, and half of it was distorted and half was clean. That's what that does. And I play bass, so I just don't own a bass anymore. Anyway, so sorry, I can play that all day. I will literally just sit here for 2 hours and bass face. Then we got an Op 6 doing a sort of a space Berlin School pluck ARP thing going on. Right? And then I'm using the Korg Raspberry Pi Trinity. So Op 6 Mod Wave. Mod Wave is doing this space chorus. Right? Way too much reverb. Let that run like a drone. The wave state's doing, so today was like Mike Oldfield influence day. The wave state is doing this vocal sort of bop sample. So using that as like a percussive vocal Oldfield-esque. Right? And we've got a third wave here. It's doing a sort of just a high wavetable that's being scanned. And as you go down in the octaves, you start hearing aliasing. And I'm just using it as like an accent pad. Right, record little loops. If you haven't been around, if you're new to the channel, I do 5 minutes till symptoms reality. Thanks, Steve. I do like a Berlin School prog rock film music sort of combination. And I do a lot of things with patterns that lay over each other, and the patterns are various lengths, and you get this sort of phasing in time. So that would be for making a pattern, which I'll do in just a second. Then the wave 2, another percussive sort of horn-like synth that I could use for doing patterns. I'm going to do a 3-part pattern real quick here. And then the summit, sort of a CS80-ish soft brass, Blade Runner-esque. Right, for playing leads over top of anything. That bites through, nice sawtooth sort of pushes through whatever's going on. So between the sawtooth doing melodies and that Rick bass underneath, you could do whatever you want with beds in the middle. All right, so I've got 2 minutes here. Let's see. Anything? All right, I'm going to do a really fast pattern here, little layers of patterns here. For people who are new to this, let's do this. Let me clear out what I got. All right. So we'll start with, all right. So I'm going to do a 4-bar pattern here. All right, so there's a 4-bar pattern. Repetition legitimizes. So if you're going to start a pattern, like use either a rhythmic pattern that you repeat the rhythm, or use the notes that you repeat the notes, or a bit of both. All right, so now we'll go over, we'll do something on this wave 2. Okay, so that's 2 4-bar patterns, okay? Now I'm going to use this Op 6. I'm going to turn off the pattern counting, and I'm just going to do a variable length pattern, okay? It'll be on the long side. All right, so that is a 14 bar pattern. So that's not going to line up with the 8 bar patterns, so it'll end up phasing, okay? And then we'll put a little bass part down under it. Go. And then we can play the horn over it. And that's it. All right, I got to shut her down because the Symptoms of Reality stream is starting up and I want to go catch it. But thanks for hanging with me here in Synth Seeker. I appreciate it. Stream every Sunday at 2 Eastern. Hit the channel if you're interested. It's all good. No need. I'm not growing the channel. I'm just making my stuff. I make noise. I document what I do. I put it online. It's a thing. And with that, we're going to bring it down. All right. So thanks for spending time with me, you guys. I will see you around, okay? I'm going to shut this down. I'm going to head over to Symptoms of Reality's chat. If you want to go hang out with them, they're a cool bunch. And I'll see you next time. Last week, I forgot to turn the go button on the stream. This week, I'm remembering to turn it off.